It is with great pleasure that we invite you to this from Miami. This is Kike Posada. I'm delighted to be with you again in English. We're coming to you on behalf of the International Association of Alternative and Ancient Medicine. And we've been producing shows for a month now where we bring some of our featured therapists to talk about their practice, their experience. And it's always fun to hear from them, and also very educational. So I'm glad to have Maria-Pilar González right now. She's been with us doing shows. How are you, Maria-Pilar?
Good. How are you? It's a pleasure to be here and to sharing with IAAAM and all the people out there.
So you've been in Miami for over 20 years, I believe, in this practice. What's your take on having worked so many years and with this still for many unknown or little knowledge about hypnotherapy? What would you say it is the benefit and what good has it brought to you, to your life?
Well, hypnosis, I've been doing it for over 21 years. So it has changed a lot. As far as what has changed is not hypnotherapy. What has changed is the take that people have and the idea about hypnosis. Back 20 years ago, when I would say, oh, I'm a hypnotherapist, it's like, ooh, don't look at me, do you make my eyes spin or something? By now, when you tell them hypnotherapy, it's more like, oh, how interesting, so tell me, how is it? Is it this? Can you do that? So there's definitely much more knowledge out there, and it's become much more conventional. At this point, there are other psychologists, even psychiatrists and other medical doctors who actually tell their patients, I think you should seek a hypnotherapist. I have several doctors who know me by now and totally see what this can do. If nothing else, it will aid in what they're already prescribing them, so to say. It helps them. Because oftentimes your attitude, towards an illness makes it or breaks it, If your attitude is more positive into the whole idea of recuperating, you will recuperate faster. If your idea is, doom and, the end of me, then that's what you're going to put more into the whole equation of now whatever they're trying to give you as a remedy to heal. So that alone is very helpful. People that deal with stress and so forth. I mean, God knows, we know stress and anxiety, it affects, I don't know, I don't want to put a number to it, but it affects everything in our life, health-wise now. Pain, we can have pains from the anxiety and all that, tensions. A lot of diabetes, problems with our sugar levels has to do with stress and anxiety. Blood pressure, again, hormones even, headaches. I mean, I can go on and on. So a lot of that now meditating, that's just such a common word nowadays for everything. And hypnosis is not that far from meditating anyway. So here we go, it's a whole wonderful place to go to and seek therapy.
From what I hear, it's about any kind of illness can be treated from hypnotherapy.
Well, because the idea that we work with is that anything that affects you emotionally will eventually have a physical effect, which is psychosomatic, what we talk about, psychosomatic illnesses, right? So, and that is really it. Oftentimes, you can take a pill for high blood pressure, but if you don't reduce your stress levels, you probably have to increase your doses to manage it, if you want to call it managing it. But really, all it takes is for you to let go of some of that stress, the emotions that are related with the stress, and then you won't need these blood pressure pills. So it goes hand in hand. Do you want to go with the pill, which is an easy remedy? You go in the morning, take your pill, you're done. Or do you want to reduce your stress levels and do it more holistic? Because then again, sometimes we have to take a pill. I'm not completely against all the, medical practices. But really, when do you know that a headache is a tension headache rather than grabbing to, pills to take care of your headache? When do you know your body's telling you to take it easy, to slow down? We need to tap into that. And I think more and more people are looking into more the holistic sense of healing, which is the wonderful realm that we're dealing with the IAAAM, obviously. So here we are working with all these factors that go hand in hand, obviously.
So is there a point where doctors say, I can help you to this point, and from there on you have to visit the hypnotherapists, or it can be a parallel thing?
It's mostly a parallel thing. They still are going to be under the treatment of the doctor to see how things go. Usually there are several things they're working with, but especially to then, you're obviously under a lot of tension and stress or anxiety. Go see a hypnotherapist and they can help you deal with that. And, they probably continue seeing the doctor, obviously, and I don't necessarily tell the client, oh, stop seeing the doctor. Obviously not. Again, we don't substitute, because I don't know what other underlying conditions may be going on that I can't help them with.
So tell us a little bit about yourself before continuing. I understand you were born in Spain, or your heritage is Spanish, and you also lived in Germany.
Right. My parents are from Spain. They migrated to Germany supposedly just a few years and ended up staying for 16. So I was born and raised in Germany. I still have wonderful friends in Germany that we still visit. And then through a business that my father was offered, we came to the US, to Miami, and that's the rest of history. And I've been here many years. I have a family. My husband is here with me, and I met him here in Miami, and my kids are now here and have their own family. So that's kind of my take on this. And hypnosis started 20 years ago when I started studying metaphysics. Took me into, looking into hypnosis and the course, and it really fascinated me. So I took the course, and then one thing led to the other, and I started doing, seeing clients and continued with it. And again, to me, it's still fascinating every day to work with my clients.
There are many services that you offer besides the typical therapy. You also are involved in acupuncture. So you offer something called Hipnopuntura?
Yes. We work with Hipnopuncture, and Hipnopuncture is hypnosis with acupuncture, and I work with Dr. Justin Newman. We share an office, and we've done this actually 20 years ago. We started doing this already. And we notice, especially for some people that are really difficult to relax, and with the acupuncture, it helps, go into these energy points to release more tension from the body and just relax deeper. And as the body goes into these wonderful modes, then I come in with the hypnosis, and I do the session with hypnosis while the person has the needles of acupuncture on them. And it's much more effective. It goes way deeper. And again, it's especially for people that is so difficult to relax and go deeper. And it's a wonderful tool. It's, very effective and very interesting to work together like that.
Some of the programs that we have recorded so far in Spanish have been very, very interesting. We have covered anything from past life regressions, something we would call negative entities.
The attached entities, yes.
The attached
very
entities.
Mm-hmm.
And we have talked about the ancient book called the Kybalion.
Yes.
So everything is related. I know people will want to watch that, but we're going to be also doing some of these content in English. So how is a typical day in your office? So you cover many lives, like the book, Many Lives, Many Masters. Then you jump to Hypnopuntura. Suddenly you're talking about the Kybalion with your clients. Must be very, very enriching to be in a
It is.
place like that. No?
I do. I'm a life coach as well, so we work together between coaching, life coaching, and hypnosis and so forth. And pretty much what you said, it's true. I never know what expects me the day I come into the office. I think it's very interesting, and sometimes I'm working on a client that is maybe particularly challenging, in the sense of, okay, where can I go to help this client out? And I don't have the answers, right? It's the client who has the answers. It's just, I have to find the way, how to get in there and find, to push that right button for that door to open, and there it is, right? So sometimes simply just driving into the office, I kind of consult my quiet partners in the other realms, and it's like, okay, I need some help here. What, guide me, let me know, give me, throw me a bonus, they say, I don't know where to go with this, help me. And by the time I get there, and we start up, and it never fails. The session starts happening, the client says something, somehow I get an idea, boom, and the door opens, and it happens, and it's a fantastic session where the client has an insight, we open up, could be a catharsis, whatever it is, but it does what needed to be done. We finally get somewhere a little bit more, farther in the session and so forth. And so, yeah, it's really quite interesting, And we work with quitting smoking, even weight, but we're really working so much more now with stressors, fears, insecurities, worries, also lots of forgiving, self-forgiving, forgiving others, working on those levels with loved ones, family members. Very interesting work, and especially for, it's never about the other person. It's always about us. I mean, from the client's perspective now. So oftentimes we think if you're the client, it's always the other person's fault. But it really isn't. We always have to work with ourselves. So that is something that needs to be addressed and for the client to understand. And it's beautiful when you see the client understanding that factor and going there really, and understanding that, okay, let me make the change. And when the person makes the change, somehow the other person changes too, or just goes away, which is also a good thing to happen, right? But you don't have the conflict anymore, see? And that's the beauty of this.
Once you find the root of the problem,
yeah,
it can be fixed.
And you fix it on your level. Never mind the other person. But most people think we have to fix the other person, right?
Well, no wonder it's been 20-something years in the business.
Yes.
And people enjoy visiting you because you are not the typical hypnotherapist, in the sense that you are more open to some of these other information. You're open to the metaphysical, and I know intuition plays an important role.
Yeah.
As you say, you always ask for clarity, and vision, and that has to show. It has to show in your work.
It does. I'm like I said, even I think I can do this for 100 years, and it would still fascinate me, because there is always something new, that happens, and you see clients changing, and which path you can take into helping people in so many different ways, and it's like it never gets old because of that, because you can see there is just not one way. There's just not one way of doing therapy to help someone. Everybody's different, right? Everybody is a world on their own, and so you can't do just a cookie cutter type of therapy. You you've got to be open and navigate that depending on the person. And I think that makes things really happen.
So for people who are wondering, how do I start? How can I get in touch? Some people are going to be watching in other cities, locations. How prone are you to working from a distance? Is that something you are exploring right now?
Yes, obviously with the whole COVID situation, we've had to go into, doing remote sessions. I do, though, at the office too. We usually have only one person at a time anyway, so there is not a problem with that. And so you can reach me. You can find me on Facebook. I have a page and a group, Beacon Hypnotherapy Institute. You can always ask to be invited, and you can watch a lot of these things on YouTube, on Facebook. I have also Maria-Pilar González on YouTube, and Beacon Hypnotherapy as well. Also, Beacon Hypnosis on Instagram. And of course, my telephone number is 305-595-1699. My email, you have questions, feel free, Maria-Pilar at Beacon Hypnotherapy Institute.
Well, there you have it. We have an excellent professional being a member of the International Association of Ancient and Alternative. Doesn't matter, the order doesn't matter. That it just started, but we have excellent, wonderful people in it, and you represent the hypnosis segment. So you're a leader in that field, and we are very happy to have you as a pioneer here with us, Maria-Pilar. So we only want to invite you for our next presentation, and hope you like what we do, and hopefully you're going to share more of this content. It's been a pleasure having you, Maria-Pilar.
Thank you. Until next time.
Until next time. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.